Let's do a recap. Part 1 was truth, part 2 was relevance, part 3 was understanding. Now here's the question that separates people who build real reputations from people who just stay busy. Are you building systematically or just posting and hoping? This is Substance and Strategy, part 4 of the Trust Method. I see this constantly. Someone who knows who they are, they're delivering relevant content, they understand their market, they're working constantly. They post 5 times a week, engaging daily, creating newsletters, recording videos, showing up everywhere, exhausted and not seeing any results. And here's why. They are creating content, not demonstrating expertise. There's a difference. Content is 5 tips for better LinkedIn engagement, for example. While expertise is, here's why engagement without conversion means your positioning is attracting the wrong audience, and here's the diagnostic process I use to identify where the disconnect is. Tips equal what everyone knows, expertise equal how you think. One is surface level advice that anyone can Google. The other is thinking that comes from actually doing the work. That is substance. And here's a substance quick test. Could someone with AI and 6 months of experience create the same content that you're creating? If yes, you have an activity problem, not a substance problem. Because substance means demonstrating real expertise, not familiarity, not tips that you learned from someone else, but real thinking that only comes from experience. When someone reads your content, they should think, this person has clearly done this work at a level that I haven't. This isn't something I could Google. Most people share what they know. People with substance share how they think. Your frameworks, your diagnostic process, your pattern recognition, your nuanced understanding of when something works and when it doesn't. That's what demonstrates expertise. Go deeper, not broader. Stop trying to talk about everything in your field. Go deep on specific things. Show your work, not just your conclusions. Now let's talk strategy. Strategy is not your content calendar. It's not post 3 times a week thing. Strategy is a systematic action towards a very clear goal. And here's your test. Can you name 3 specific reputation building goals for the next 90 days and explain how your current actions move you towards those goals? And make sure, not vague goals like grow my brand, but very specific goals like secure 2 podcast guest spots or get 5 inbound inquiries from decision makers, or for example, speaking at an industry event. And then can you explain how each piece of content, each conversation that you're having, each activity systematically building towards those goals? If you can't, you don't have a strategy problem. You have activity. Activity feels productive. Strategy builds results. Strategic reputation building means knowing what you're building towards, being very intentional about every action, tracking what actually works, not vanity metrics, but real indicators, and iterating based on what you learn. That is strategy. Early on, you're putting in effort for minimal visibility return. But if you have substance and strategy, if you're demonstrating real expertise and building systematically, something shifts. The right people start noticing, opportunities show up, referrals happen, one thing leads to another. But most people quit before they get there. They post 3 months and then they don't see immediate results, so they assume it's not working. It's not that it's not working. It's that they are expecting linear results from something that compounds. Substance without strategy is smart content that doesn't go anywhere. But strategy without substance is systematic execution of very shallow content. You need both. In the next video, we're going to talk about testimony. Why what others say about you matters more than what you say about yourself. Drop a comment if this series is landing. I'm Rana Al Basri Maawad. Let's build reputations that matter.